Express your fire. This is a topic that's been coming up a lot lately, so I wanted to speak into it because there's a lot going on in the atmosphere. Call it the new moon, call it whatever you want to call it. Let's talk about the real, which is the fire and expressing your fire and what's going to help you alchemize whatever's going on inside of you into a way that you could actually use it to the most benefit and that just also feels the best to be the most productive and whatnot. So express your fire. What do I mean over here? I'm talking about your holy fire. I'm talking about your sacred fire. I'm not talking about your anger. I'm not talking about your rage. I'm talking about your truth. There are some deeper truths inside of you right now that you have not expressed to certain people for whatever reasons, be it a loved one, be it someone who you're kind of talking to, be it a partner, be it whoever it might be, a colleague. There are certain truths inside of you that you've not expressed that are waiting and wanting and willing to be expressed. It is time to express those things. That's why you might even feel a kind of fire burning up inside of you. Again, it's not to attack anyone. It's not to judge anyone or to control anyone. Be careful of those mind tricks, of those shadows. Recognize that it's an opportunity for full expression, full and open-hearted expression. Because there's a difference between being in your fire and being very like, I don't give a fuck. This is what the truth is. This is what it is, which is great. That's valid. That's one level up from being suppressed and being quiet. And the upgrade from even that is doing that while being open-hearted. You know, it's the difference between saying, I don't give a fuck and saying, that doesn't feel good, right? Both are expressions of fire. Both create space. Both create new alignment. But one is less hurtful and doesn't create separation. So let's talk about the fire a little bit more here. Because if you're anything like me, what you might be feeling is certain spins, certain cycles of fire moving through you, and maybe you're not quite sure how to express it. Maybe you're afraid. Maybe you're afraid of hurting someone or being too harsh or any of those things. This is where you have the opportunity to just be honest and to say something along the lines of, hey, I'm afraid to say this because of whatever. I'm afraid to express this, but I have this thing to say, and I really just want to express myself as honestly and open-heartedly as possible. Then you create the playground for your fire to breathe, like literally the wood so that your fire can burn, as opposed to you trying to be careful and not step on toes with the thing that you have to say and being overly compassionate at the expense of your truth and your fire. And what I mean by that is very often people will be understanding at the expense of themselves and what they have to say, you know, because we all know you're understanding, you're perceptive, you're intuitive. You could see the deeper reasons behind things and the insecurities and the traumas and why things are happening. That doesn't mean that you have to do things at the expense of yourself. What that means is you're placing your understanding and compassion in the wrong order, so to speak. In other words, if you're in that kind of scenario and you have the opportunity to express something, express your truth first. In other words, you know, say what you might have to say and be like, look, I really need to express this right now, and I really just need you to hear me. All right. This is what's going on. This is what I feel. This is what I need. And this is what I'm available for and what I allow for. And of course, I'm open to hearing you out. I'm open to hearing what else needs to be said, but this is my truth. I'm not looking for permission for it. I'm not looking for validation for it. I'm not even necessarily looking for you to be okay with it. But what I am looking for is to know that you're also okay. I do want to hear you out. See, it's not in compromise of your truth. It's not at the expense of your truth. It's just you're placing your fire, your truth, your expression before the so-called compassion. And the reason why I say so-called, because oftentimes the thing that you're calling compassion, the thing that you're calling caring, is actually carrying. You're carrying other people's burdens and the way you think they might respond to things, which is just not a service to you or to them. So stop that shit. It's not useful. All right. Yes, I know this is all done innocently. I'm playing. And I'm also just saying there's an opportunity here for you to upgrade, to get more of what you want, and to create more of the alignment so that everyone involved gets what they want as well. Because remember, if something's not in alignment for you, it's not in alignment for anyone else either, regardless of how it looks. Your higher self, your deepest truth is always in resonance with everyone else's higher self's truth, whether they can see it or not. Sometimes it'll take time for them to catch up, but it's better than catering to and serving their shadows and lower self, which keeps them there, which nourishes that aspect of themselves, rather than offering them an opportunity to resonate higher and to evolve. This is the opportunity that you have present. All right. So speak your fire, know that the right time to unleash or speak your fire is when you feel it, right? If you're feeling that fire inside of you, you don't need to summon it. You don't need to command it. You just need to allow for it, to create the space for it. So again, be aware if you're feeling that fire, not to suppress it, not to judge it, not to shame it, but to be honest about it and be like, hey, I have something to express here and I'm a little afraid, or whatever the case may be. Be expressed. Let the fire breathe. Let your lions roar, whatever it is. And it will not only save you a lot of time, but it's going to help connect you to God, connect you to source. And what I mean by that is it's going to connect you to the purest and deepest truth, because you're blazing away all the cobwebs and distortions so that you can be an even more clear channel for source energy, rather than letting little veils and hidden things remain in your consciousness that don't need to be there. You're being the fullest expression of truth, which means you're in an alignment and resonance with source energy. All right. So hoping, trusting that this message helps. If it resonated, please go ahead and share it. And in the meantime, I love you guys. Peace.